but at some point the math is the math.
I think we can do a better job using that information.
It reinforces my belief that I have the best constituents. Hello, Austin. Hello, Clawback Watchers. Hello, District 6. It is Friday. We are back at the Clawback, episode 45. It is October. It is October. How is it October? Time has no meaning in a pandemic. Also, no meaning the stuff we are going through as a nation this week. I don't even know how to describe the performances that we're seeing on the national level, and some performances we're seeing on the local level. But you know, we are going to persevere. I have all the faith in the world in Austinites and in District 6 folks. We're not going to let ourselves be distracted through these crazy attacks and this crazy rhetoric and trying to attack people's personal lives and be nasty. We're so much better than that as a city and as a community, and I hope as Americans. Time will tell as we head into November. And head into November we will, but I do want to cover very quickly. We're doing pretty good. I'm going to bring up the chart. You all know the chart. Our 7-day moving average on hospitalizations related to the pandemic. You can see, man, it's going, it's down, and we're flirting with stage 2. Flirting with stage 2. Good job. Again, good job, Austinites. You're doing great work. And I think the hospital systems and our public health officials and the council and everyone is just doing everything they can to try and keep folks safe, wearing your masks, avoiding unsafe situations, and the payoff is that we're keeping our hospitalizations low. And I think that's really a credit to what Austinites are doing and what you all are doing, keeping everybody safe. And then yesterday, of course, we had a council meeting yesterday. Man, it's sometimes hard to keep track. Yeah, we had a council meeting yesterday, and we adopted item 52, the SAVES resolution that I co-sponsored with Mayor Adler that will invigorate and create more resources for the industries that are most affected by the pandemic closures and the slow return to business, specifically our arts and live music venues, childcare facilities, bars and restaurants. A lot of other businesses have found better ways to adapt, or we've learned that businesses can adapt in many ways. Our unemployment rate in Austin keeps falling. We're, I think, at 5.5% is the last number that I saw, which is great. It's much lower than the state of Texas as a whole and much lower than the nation as it was before the pandemic. Austin has a very strong economy. But these last couple of industries are the ones that really in-person commerce is the point. And so we have at least initiated another round of support for those folks. And I'm hopeful that we're going to do it. But ultimately, we are shaking the couch cushions for the last couple of pennies we can find in Austin. A problem of this scale requires state and federal support. We've talked about it on the show before. I know you all know that. And hopefully we will have a barely minimally functional federal government at some point, not the thing that we have now. And they'll get a second round of stimulus to these areas that are specifically suffering. There's a Save Our Stages Act where some local Austinites have been instrumental in trying to move that through Congress. Hopefully that will move forward. And in the state level, Governor Abbott's still sitting on billions of dollars of federal stimulus money specifically for the COVID environment that expires at the end of the year. What are you waiting for, Governor? There are industries that are hurting. There are people that are hurting. You got $6 billion. The money expires and gets clawed back to the federal government next year. Help folks. They are in need. We've got the system set up. The small business support programs I've authored have gotten money out the door fast, and to the folks who need it, we just need more of it. And so hopefully we will see that move forward. But at the very least, you can be assured that the city council is doing everything we can within our power to try to help as many folks as possible. And of course, it is flu season. Don't forget to get your flu shot. There is not just COVID and everything else stopped. There is still all the other stuff. So you want to make sure that you're taking care of yourself. Get your flu shots. All right. Ooh, I should have taken that off earlier. So let's go on to our guests. We have some really spectacular guests today. I'm very excited. to talk to folks who do really important work in this community, as we always do on the show, but also some close personal friends. So I want to bring onto the show first from Austin Habitat for Humanity, Phyllis Snodgrass. Hi, Phyllis.
Hi, Jimmy. How are you?
It's so good to see you.
It's wonderful to see you. I wish it was in person, but this is great.
Well, thank you for spending some time and joining the show today. Before we talk about Habitat, I mean, how are you? How is your family? Is everybody safe and healthy?
We are doing great. We've been blessed through all this. My husband and I went and took COVID tests yesterday, not because we think we have it, but because we're going to spend the weekend with our grandkids. And so we're making sure we're safe before we head over. And we are going to just fill ourselves up on hugs this weekend. So we're super excited about that.
That sounds lovely. I'm glad to hear that everyone is safe and healthy.
Mm.
So you have been the CEO of Austin Habitat for Humanity for at least a couple of years now. It seems like the whole time I've been on the council, you've been instrumental. 5 years now. I think it's such an interesting organization because it's one of the few that I think people think they know everything that you do.
Yes.
But you do so much more. Why don't you give folks the big picture on what you do at Austin Habitat for Humanity?
Oh my gosh, you want the show up and throw up tour, huh? So I'm going to try to do this really succinctly. Austin Habitat is an organization centered around affordable housing. And so we focus on all kinds of solutions to provide affordable homeownership. We build homes with volunteers, but also with general contractors. We are moving to denser products and more multi-story products on smaller pieces of land because land is so expensive in Austin. We do affordable housing counseling for anybody in the community that needs help with homeownership and critical home repair for those that need to be able to have a little assistance to stay in their home. And on top of that, we run the Restores, which is a great resource for our community, but also a tremendous funding source to help us build more affordable homes. So just a jam-packed organization doing a lot of really great work.
The Restore is such a great resource to the community, and I've been begging, open a Restore in North Austin. Don't make my folks drive all the way to South Austin. Come on now. We need you up here.
We will have one in your. By next year, I hope we have one in your district.
All right, next year you heard it here first on the Club Act. Right. A Habitat Restore in next year. Sorry to put you on the spot, Phyllis. That store is such a great resource. Talk about the impact of the pandemic to the work you all are doing, and I do want your take on kind of development in the city. I mean, you talk about the price of land, and I think everyone generally acknowledges that, but there's so much more that it takes to actually build stuff in the city and get housing. I mean, what is I'm throwing a lot at you because we could probably spend 2 hours talking about this stuff, but I'm interested in the impact of the pandemic, but also kind of your thoughts generally on building housing in the city.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's a lot to chew on. We'll start with the pandemic. We traditionally build homes with volunteers, and so our sponsor dollars are tied to that activity. And so losing those opportunities, and we're still working with volunteers, but smaller groups, we're doing it very safely and in conjunction with all the rules that are out there. But you can't get as much done. You've got to pay more for subcontractors to fill in. So it's costing more. We can get less done. So it is a frustrating place. Our builds where we're using general contractors, those haven't slowed down because we're not doing it ourselves. And so we're still making a lot happen, but that has been a struggle. And then just, Restore, keeping the store open. I mean, we're very much like a Lowe's or a Home Depot, but we had to really get on the ball and figure out how to do that safely. And took a hit for a while. Business was down for a while. It's picked up, but we've got lots of safety protocols in place. I'm super proud of the team because we have had to adapt over and over and over again, and it's not over. This is going to be going on for a while. So we just we keep adapting, and we're going to keep building affordable homes.
I find myself, of course, we're on the campaign trail now. I'm up for reelection in November, and it's a pretty common question to ask about what affordability means, and people do get confused.
Yes, they do.
When Habitat is building affordable housing, what do you mean? What does Habitat mean when it says affordable housing?
So Habitat goes by federal and local affordability guidelines. Those are defined by HUD, Housing and Urban Development. So we can serve anyone earning up to 80% of median family income, MFI. And a lot of people don't know what that means. But there are charts that explain what the median family income in Austin is. 80% median family income for a family of four is $78,000. People making that amount and less can apply for a Habitat home, and assuming they meet the qualifications, they could purchase that home from us. We've also, not to complicate it, but we've also got a subsidiary home base, and we do more affordable homeownership through that. So we have different ways we can bring people into a program for affordable homeownership. And at that income level, unfortunately, in our community, we're one of the few games in town, or one of the few places where you, instead of renting, you can spend a reasonable amount of money and own a home. And so we have homes that we're building. We have homes that we're planning. We urge people, if they're interested in affordable homeownership, to please contact us so we can talk to them about what that might look like.
So what is gosh, I feel like we could talk about 100 different things about what it takes to build housing in the city. And mostly we don't have the time to go into it, but I want to thank you for the hard work that you do, Phyllis, and the hard work of Austin Habitat for Humanity, because you do speak to one of the most critical needs in our community. And when you start, and in my work on the council, when you start overlaying the challenges of homelessness and the waterfall effect people fall through when their housing starts to be disrupted, and you overlay rising values and rising rents, you feel such a critical need, not just for the folks who live here now, but for our essential workers and for our next generation.
Right. That's exactly right.
Who need to benefit from the economic success that our city has represented. And you've been such a great partner for District 6. We've been able to work together on a few things, and I want to thank you for always answering the call when the community dials you up.
Affordable housing is a critical need. One of our jobs is to be an advocate for that, and to be an advocate for all housing. We need more types of all housing at all price levels, because shortages of housing at any level start to have a ripple effect and push down. And so people start moving into other housing. It eliminates housing that's affordable for people who can just barely get into it. And so we don't have enough housing getting built, period. And as an organization, we are for housing. We want people to have home ownership opportunities. We want lots of housing opportunity. And that's what we're going to stand for.
Well, thanks, Phyllis, for taking time to join the show and
absolutely
give a little more info on what Austin Habitat is up for. Why don't you tell folks what you're up to, how they can learn more, and how they can help?
Absolutely. So we are going to have a virtual event this fall. If you are interested in learning more about that, it's called Building Community from Home. Our first conversation on building community from home will be on Monday, October the 5th, which is World Habitat Day. So we ask you to go to our website, austinhabitat.org. You can find out more about our virtual event, about sponsorships, about volunteering with Austin Habitat. So many ways we can use your help and support. And we've got a great restore online. So if you don't want to drive out, you can shop online, check it out there as well. We appreciate Austin and all that you guys do to support this great organization. Thank you. And thank you, Jimmy.
Thank you, Phyllis. Thanks for being on the show today.
Bye-bye.
Get this flipped around. Phyllis has been such a great advocate for ensuring Austinites at all income levels are able to get housing and to have a place to live and a home to call their own. think it's one of the things that we're learning in the pandemic, that we have essential workers in this community, and they're not making $100,000 a year, and we have to find the right systems and the right ways to build more housing and to make the construction of housing easier and more streamlined. Something I've been a champion of on the council in my first term. Let's get on to our musical guest. I'm so excited about this. To bring on an amazing musician who is also participating and giving back to the community in music, the amazing Ray Price. Hi, Ray.
Hey, how's it going, Jimmy?
I am fine, to the extent that any of us are fine in a pandemic.
Sure.
We are all just going through it. Thank you for coming on to the show. And before we get into the work that you're doing and your music, how are you doing? Is everybody healthy? Everybody safe in your family?
You know what? We're doing well. We're doing well. We're very fortunate and blessed through this devastating time. And yeah, we're all doing well. Thank you.
I'm really glad to hear that. I want to talk about the nonprofit that you're involved with, Notes for Notes. It's a national program, but there's the Austin branch that provides access to musical instruments and recording studio environments. And before we talk about it, I want to play a little bit of a song, if I can pull it up correctly here. Oops,
Sure.
Wait, we'll do it. Play with. He went away. There he is. All right. I think everybody should be able to hear this. That is so cool. And that's from the Notes for Notes program?
That's correct. That's from the studio here with actually a bunch of my young 5 and 6 year old youth from the Austin studio here, right on Rosewood. So, yeah.
Amazing. Well, tell us more about what Notes for Notes is and what you do with that group.
Yeah. So the short answer is, the way I like to preface it is, I like to say a youth-driven record label, right? Or a record label that's catered to youth. We give youth access to everything you can think in the music world and even the entertainment world, i.e., music videos, free recording, musical instrumentation lessons. We book shows for them. We service their management, their representation. Should they get any kind of label offers or getting any contractual agreements, seek opportunities for them to be able to expose or showcase their music. And it's wonderful. Again, it's a free program. All the content that they create is 100% theirs. So they learn about ownership and publishing rights, which is, again, all given to the youth. And we're just there to serve as their mentors, their producers. So again, it's virtually a record label for youth. All the things that you could imagine and all the working pieces of a record label, that's what we offer.
That is unbelievable. What a cool opportunity for these kids. And I would imagine there are probably adult musicians that could benefit from some of the educational opportunities you're providing.
I'm one of them. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I mean, you first came to Austin to make your own music, right? But how did you get involved with Notes for Notes?
Yeah, so funny story. So actually, I ended up in Austin because I was in the military for 8 years. Fort Hood was my last duty station. So I transferred here to go to school at the Art Institute of Austin. So I graduated in 2016 from the Art Institute of Austin. Then I took a job working at a audio system distribution company, building high-end distributed audio systems for like football stadiums and chain restaurants like IHOP, et cetera. And it was a great job, especially getting out of college. And I still was in the working audio music industry, so to speak. But I didn't have that connection with people or with music the way that I had hoped or that I envisioned, just what felt natural to me. So one day, probably not the most professional thing to do, but it was one of those burning things in my gut that was like, you have to walk away from this now. No 2 weeks, no, like you just have to go in order for you to just get yourself back to center and go chase your dream, what you came here to do. So I was on my lunch break and I had my acoustic guitar out there at the Sculpture Garden. I was working out in Salado and I just quit. I walked in with my guitar one day and they were like, "Hey, you ready to do some more sales?" And I was like, no, sir. Thank you so much for the opportunity here, but I think this is it for me. I need to go chase my dream.
Wow.
Looked and I took off and I took a small vacation. My wife and I took a small vacation to South Padre. And when I came back, I was like, you know what, babe? I'm unemployed. I'm just going to go bust every single day and I'm going to just make it. I'm going to make people know who I am with my voice and my guitar. So I actually went and parked in East Austin, and I didn't have any experience with East Austin at all, except for performing a couple of shows at Victory Grill. So that was where I went over to park, so I could go kind of walk the street and kind of find out good areas to busk and play my music. And I just so happened to park at this parking lot that happened to be Dory Miller Auditorium, and a gentleman came out and said, "Hey, are you here for the studio reveal?" And I said, "Studio reveal? What do you? This looks like a rec center." They were like, "No, there's a studio built in here called Notes for Notes." And I said, "Well, sure, I'll check it out." And I had my guitar on me. Again, I was going to bust. And, long story short, I ended up meeting the CEO and the COO and the studio builders from Notes for Notes. And it ended up being it was during South by, right after South by, and they had interviewed 240 people. So they were kind of like, "Oh, what are you here for?" And I was just kind of like, "I just heard about it. I just wanted to see what you guys offered and what was going to be in here." They told me, kind of asked me what I did. And that 10-minute conversation ended up being a 3-hour conversation, which ended up leading to a working interview the very next day. And here we are, three and a half years later, employed.
Wow.
So, yeah.
I love the idea that 200 people really thought through and planned out their interviews, and you just walked up like, "I'm the talent.
Yeah,
I'm the guy you gotta have."
if they tell it, they said we didn't offer him the job, he took the job. It was.
I love that.
Yeah, it was one of those. It was like, "This, guys, I don't know the other candidates, but I'm letting you know that you need to look no further. I can handle this. This is made for me." So it was wonderful.
I'm going to avoid making a parable to my own political career and me showing up and taking a job other people wanted. So we're just going to move right along, Ray. Along. Well, I want you to talk about your own music career, because Notes for Notes is amazing, and I'll let you kind of talk about that after, right before you leave, about where people can learn more. But your own music and how that's been going, and kind of your philosophy around your work as an artist.
Sure. So for me as a musician, Austin is actually huge. The song that I'm going to perform is actually called 512, and it really is an ode, a tribute to Austin, because I came here as a rapper. I like to fancy myself as a pretty good rapper at the time, but that's all I really did. I knew I had a little bit of producer chops, but I didn't play any live instruments. I play all of them now, but Austin was one of those that I kind of saw some performances from D Madness, Shaky Graves, some of these guys that were just doing everything. Some of them playing harmonica and the guitar while singing. And I was like, what is this place? And it just really motivated me to become a live musician. And my artist name. So I've been doing my own music since I was about 12 years old. I'm in my 30s now, but I used to go by the artist name Six Sense, like the movie, but spelled SYX space SYNCE. So if you look on YouTube or Google, anywhere on the line, there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of songs and stuff that I've created over the years under that moniker. But working for Notes, I've kind of dabbled into my actual government name, which is Ray Price. And, the legend Ray Price himself made his way around here in Austin. So it's just kind of a cool story, and it's cool to just kind of go by my actual government. But me as a musician, it's who I am. I'm not one of those that like really do the big social media stuff and try to do a whole lot of, shows to promote what I'm doing. I just live it every day. Fortunately, my work, when I wake up every morning, that's what I do. I'm doing music, whether I'm teaching, whether I'm collaborating with other artists, giving instructions to my youth in the program. I'm always involved in it. So I think that my being as a musician now is just living it day to day and giving my experience and knowledge and my professionalism through my daily work, which allows me to stay active, which allows me to stay current in my playability myself. And obviously, when opportunities like this present themselves, I'm most forthcoming of being able to capitalize on those. So
that's amazing, Ray. And it really, I love that you're bringing a song about Austin, because that is one of the most Austin stories that there is. You just come to the city and you live in your art and you do what your passion is and you find a way to make it work. That's just what we do in this town. So why don't you tell us about the song, and then just go ahead and jump right on into it.
All right. So this song, it didn't have any live music instrumentation when I first wrote it, but this was actually the first song I wrote. I was in Austin for maybe 24 hours. And the first thing that I did before I put any furniture up was set up my home studio at the apartment I was living in. And I wrote this song because my first 24 hours was pretty much everything that you'll hear in these verses. And I was like, yeah, let me go ahead and make my staple and let people know I'm coming to show love. I appreciate being here, and I just want to be a part of the music scene. So hopefully this tribute to Austin will let you guys know that I'm here to be a part of the culture. All right, so start with we're going to just build the beat on the fly if we can do that. Let's try it out. Okay. Yup. See, I came to the city because I feed off the love. Walk on any strip, I'm in the mix with plenty plugs, and I came to the city cause I chose to. No one had to tell me, I knew that I was supposed to. Cause when I came here, sorta just to visit, I had my eyes wide open like some bifocals. Fell in love with it, higher than the sky is the limit. Got some real cool music and some dope people in it, and they like to hear something new. True, with me doing what I do, got me floating like parachutes. You see, I look like a gangster, talk like a businessman. Got them all confused, forget it, call me magician, and I rap like an animal. Killer was a rocker. People say I flow cold, women say I'm hot. The people real friendly here, but not in a funny way. Good vibes, it could be raining, feel like a sunny day. But anyway, most of my days really be sunny days, and I ain't even mention making money, yeah. Cause I came to the city cause I feed off the love. Walk on any strip, I'm in a mix with plenty plugs. 5-1 juice, keep my level at a buzz, and I came to the city cause I feed off the love. Walk on any strip, I'm in a mix with plenty plugs. 5-1 juice, keep my level at a buzz, and real story, look. I went to get some gas, then I seen this taco stand. Seconds later, I'm approached by this Hispanic man. He said, me amigo, try him, they're only a couple bucks. I said, give me 2 of them, them tacos look good as what? Then I ran into this lady selling pottery, another selling longhorns. That freelance mentality got inside of me. The 5-1 dudes got more stars than astronomy. I don't give a damn about plummets in the economy. I know that I'ma make it. 6th Street, enough said, slogan like a baker. Can never have too much bread, I like to be the savior, but I don't want no bloodshed. I'm talking music and I'm stacking songs like bunk beds. They said you gon' love the city, you're welcome. I knew that it was real cause when they said the words I felt them. So get familiar with me, I'm the next stepping up. 5-1 juice is the city that I'm repping. Cause I came to the city cause I feed off the love. 5-1 juice, keep my level at a buzz, and I came to the city cause I feed off the love. Walk on any trip, I'm in the mix with plenty plugs. 5-1 juice, keep my level at a buzz, and I cause I came to the city cause I feed off the love. Walk on any strip, I'm in the mix with plenty plugs. 5-1 juice, keep my level at a buzz, and I came to the city cause I feed off the love. 5-1 juice, keep my level at a buzz, and
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I got chills. The lyrics, I mean, watching you build the song was really cool. And the lyrics, though, I think really do speak to an experience any of us who have fell in love with the city have felt at some point in that journey. And thank you for just packaging it in such this cool, amazing way. Really, really very amazing, Ray.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm so honored to be here. I appreciate it.
Well, why don't you tell folks where they can learn more about Notes for Notes and your own music?
Oh, absolutely. So Notes for Notes is notesfornotes.org. So that's NOTESFORNOTES.org. /Austin. That will let you know what we're doing here in Austin. If you remove the /Austin and just do notesfornotes.org, you'll find out everything that we have across our 30 studios in the nation. And however you would like to be a part of contribute, we're always grateful and looking for those opportunities and partnerships as well. My own personal music, unfortunately, you won't find a lot of stuff under Ray Price unless you're looking up the Noble Ray Price. You'll find his stuff. But for me, as I make the transition into using my actual government name, look me up on YouTube, Spotify, SoundCloud, any of those at Six Sense. It's SYXSYNCE, 2 words, 6 cents. So thank you all very much.
Awesome, Ray. Thank you so much for joining the show and sharing your music with us today.
All righty. Thank you.
That was so cool. I still get fascinated when they're building the songs up. And I know my team laughs at me because apparently it's a very common thing in the music industry, but it still blows my mind. But also definitely those lyrics, gosh, it spoke right to me. That was so cool. Thanks again, Ray, for spending some time on the show and sharing your music with District 6. Let's bring on our last guest, a personal friend of mine, someone who is very involved in saving our democracy at the local level, the president of the Black Austin Democrats, Jamar Brown. Hi, Jamar.
Hey, Jimmy. How's it going?
I am here somehow.
Oh, goodness. I say the same thing every day. I'm like, it's another day, another dollar, as they say.
Well, before we get into Black Austin Democrats, I mean, how's your family doing? Everybody safe? Everybody healthy?
Yes, everybody's doing well in my family. So my family's between Texas and South Carolina. And, I make sure that I check in on them all the time. And we FaceTime and we do Zoom family reunions and all this good stuff. So I'm thankful that my family's doing well. So I appreciate you asking. Hope your family's well, too.
I've been very lucky. My boyfriend is an essential worker. He's a manager at HEB. And so he has been in the middle of the pandemic with the public at every step of the way. But we've been very lucky. And of course, HEB has done a good job trying to keep everybody as safe as possible.
Oh, absolutely.
Let's get into Black Austin Democrats. Jamar, why don't tell the folks who may not be as familiar with the club what it's about and what you guys do.
Sure. So appreciate you allowing us to be here. So the Black Austin Democrats works within the Democratic Party to make sure that we are not only diversifying our party, but we're including Black voices. We're including issues that are important to the Black community. And so we believe all of those things are very important. And so we want to uplift the political and civic engagement of African-American folks, not just in the city of Austin, but even in Travis County. And so we also now do work in Pflugerville and in Manor, other parts of our community where Black residents and Black families live and reside, and also deserve just to have a progressive future here in the Austin area.
I'm really excited to hear that you're expanding your purview into a more regional level. It's something we talk about a lot on the Clawback and in my work representing District 6. As you know, half Williamson County, half Travis County,
right.
And people just don't live their lines based on the municipal borders. It for a lot of reasons, and certainly in the Black community, there's all of the data showing the reduction in population in the city, but they're not leaving the region. It's really displacement and gentrification pushing folks out.
Right.
And so I'm glad to hear that you guys are keeping the work up. One of the things that you do is that you do endorsements.
Yeah.
And I'm very thankful to have received the endorsement of the Black Austin Democrats for my reelection.
Yeah.
I was really fascinated by the process that Black Austin Dems does. It's different than other clubs do. It's much. I'll just editorialize and then I want you to explain it. But
sure.
It isn't just like a big public forum and everybody answers a question. You have 1 minute. Like, how will you solve homelessness? You have 1 minute to respond, which is there's just not enough time to talk about as complex as these issues are. Why don't you talk about the process the Black Austin Dems uses to identify the candidates that you are going to support?
Sure. And I just want to say on behalf of the club, we are honored to be able to support you in re-election. And we've been able to communicate with you in your office. We've been able to work with you on some very critical issues that really impact Black people in this community. So we're very happy to be able to support you. And actually also several other members of council, along with school board races. This year we did Pflugerville City Council, Manor City Council, Manor ISD. As I mentioned, we expanded. But we believe in a thorough process. As County Commissioner Jeff Trevelyan was a former BAD president, along with many other folks in this community that have been involved with BAD, we really are very keen about asking particular questions during our questionnaire And so candidates fill out our questionnaire. They're invited to a screening with members of our organization who represent different sectors of our community. We have folks that work in marketing and PR. We have folks that work in healthcare and in education. We have folks that do work in politics and in nonprofits. And so we have a very diverse body in terms of life and lived experience, but also in terms of the sectors that they represent. And then our board and our steering committee also puts forward recommendations to our body. And then the body will, vote on the endorsements that they want. So that process usually takes us almost a month. But we want to be very clear because Black folks have been the backbone of the Democratic Party. And so when we talk about our issues, we want to be very clear with candidates that if they have the banner of the Black Austin Democrats, they're very clear where we stand on issues and what we expect in policy if they're to be elected to office. So I'm glad. Thank you for the compliment about the process. Thank you to all those who participated. You can find all of our endorsements on our website, blackaustindemocrats.org.
I was definitely grateful and thankful that the process included folks from a larger geography. In some cases you find, and this is true in any type of organizing, it's sometimes the same, like 10 people showing up to all the things.
Sure.
But for you all, there were District 6 folks that were part of the process. And so that was really great to see as well.
Yeah. We were proud to have pretty much every district represented, every council district represented in assessing all the candidates. So thank you for that.
Well, thank you again for your support. We're kind of coming up to the end of the show, but I just wanted to, we're as much as I would love to dig into all of the stuff happening at the national level.
This will take an hour on its own.
Or it's brief where you just go, oh, and that's all you really have to say. There are really important races happening at the local level. It's not just city council races, but it's also school board, like you said, state house races.
Right.
Folks really got to vote all the way down the ballot for the folks that align with their issues and their concerns. And so I kind of want to just give you an opportunity to talk about what the top issues have been for the Black Austin Democrats and how folks can then get involved in the work that you do.
Sure. And one of the things I think that's important is obviously we saw the presidential debate this week. Every time someone asks me, Jamar, what's going on? How are you doing? I just say the number of days that it is between that day and the election. So right now it's 32 days. But, a few issues that are very important. Obviously, we are seeing voting rights as a huge issue for the Black community. We just saw that the governor yesterday signed a proclamation that went into effect actually a little while before the show, really talking about, nailing down one location for folks to drop off mail-in ballots, especially that we have to vote in the midst of a pandemic. So that's important. When we talk about policing reform, when we talk about reallocation of funds for policing, that's also very important. Public education is very important. The Supreme Court is very important because there's so many systemic political issues that are involved in that right now. That will be redistricting. That's about a woman's right to choose. When we talk about the Affordable Care Act and how Black people can access healthcare and access insurance in the system. And so every issue, everything that we believe in, human rights, voting rights, civil rights, LGBTQ rights, women's rights, workers' rights, everything we know and we believe in is on the line in this election up and down the ballot. And this year, I'm very proud that along with the Texas Coalition of Black Democrats, we have a full slate of endorsements from the top of the ticket to the bottom of the ticket because every office has to work together and has an impact on issues that we care about. And again, you can find that on blackaustindemocrats.org. And those are some of the issues that we are looking at. And we were very clear as well. Now, on the local level, a lot of the questions we really asked was about staffing. What would staffing look like in offices? That really plays a part in policy. Also, what I think is also very important is, there's Project Connect. And so a lot of us are having conversations about mobility and access to mobility in this community. We talked earlier about homelessness and displacement. That's huge here in Austin. Obviously, there's a lot of issues with the leadership of the Austin Police Department. And so that's important. And then lastly, again, we're navigating a pandemic where Black people have been disproportionately represented in testing, in treatment, and unfortunately high rates in death, not just in this community, but all across the country where we're at 200,000 Americans. And so there's every issue that we hear about in the media, but some of those specific issues that I just outlined were what are some of the things that we really nailed down during our candidate questionnaire and endorsement process.
Well, again, I'm very thankful to have your support and the support of the Black Austin Dems for my reelection. I encourage everybody to get involved. You know, what's always great about the club work and Black Austin Dems being one of the clubs that does this well is that all are welcome to participate.
Absolutely.
If you care about the issues that Jamar is talking about, you don't have to be black to participate in the Black Austin Democrats. It's like when I was running the LGBT Chamber of Commerce. You didn't have to be gay to know that those issues mattered, and that you can have a voice and get involved and help make this community the best place it can be.
Yeah. And we
Jamar,
would love for folks to join. Like I said, go to our website. All of our membership information is $30 a year to be a part of our club. And we're just over 140 members strong now in this community, as I mentioned, all across the region. So join us, get involved, and let's win in 32 days, but let's also advocate for policies after the election.
That's right. We will get past November. Hopefully we'll get past November. All of us still, at least me still on the dais, and then we will get these problems addressed. That's what we've been doing. Jamar, thank you so much for taking your time on a Friday to join the show. And congratulations on all of your very hard and successful work with the Black Austin Democrats.
Thank you so much, Jimmy. See you soon.
Thanks, Jamar. What a great show. What a great show. Man, Ray Price really knocked it out of the park. That was really cool. And thanks to Phyllis Snodgrass with Austin Habitat for Humanity and Jamar Brown with the Black Austin Democrats for sharing a little bit about their reality and what they're doing in this crazy, ridiculous, insane time that we're all going through right now. That's the end of the show, y'all. You know, I'm going to put up the link to the website. Like I said, I'm on the ballot this November. Let's win this thing in 4 weeks. It's less than 2 weeks to early vote. It's kind of hard to believe that it's that close around the corner. The voter registration deadline is the 5th, Monday the 5th. So you may have already missed that. But I think if you're watching the show, you probably registered to vote. But when you go to vote, you got to make sure you vote all the way down the ballot. And the other big news this week is the Austin Chronicle's endorsements came out. Once again, endorsed by the Austin Chronicle, as I was in 2014 and 2016. They did some great endorsements in the paper. You can go look them up, austinchronicle.org or austchronicle.com, but also pick up a paper and read all about their endorsements up and down the ballot. Thanks again to my guests for joining the show today. And as usual, Austin, you're doing a great job keeping yourself protected. Keep wearing those masks. Keep avoiding those unsafe situations. And you know what, everybody? Take care of yourself. We are going to get through this crazy nonsense time together.